We head back to Europe, and the recent heatwave across the continent has claimed 2,300 lives in just 12 cities, with a staggering 15,000 of those deaths directly attributed to climate change. That is according to a recent scientific report. From June the 23rd to July the 2nd, record-breaking temperatures soared, with cities like Milan, Paris and Barcelona suffering the worst. According to scientists, human-driven climate breakdown pushed temperatures up by as much as 4 degrees Celsius, intensifying the heatwave and leading to a tragic increase in fatalities. Older individuals were disproportionately affected, with 88% of the climate-driven deaths occurring in those over the age of 65. Unlike storms or wildfires, which leave visible destruction, heatwaves often cause fatalities behind closed doors. With the Mediterranean also experiencing its most extreme marine heatwave ever, ecosystems are suffering and fish populations are being severely impacted. Experts warn that as the planet warms, heatwaves are expected to become more frequent and intense, threatening both human health and biodiversity across the continent of Europe. Well, joining us to discuss this report and this development, Professor Sergei Roginko, head of the Environment Centre at the Institute of Europe, joining us from Moscow. Thank you ever so much, Sergei, for being here. We've heard, of course, there that around 2,300 deaths recorded in just a 10-day period. But can you provide some context on just why this is happening? Is this year an outlier, or is heat waves of this extent across Europe and the rest of the world the new norm?
Well, let me tell you first that it is not a climate breakdown, it's a weather anomaly. Heat waves are more or less regular in the world. And what happened to Europe now? It's an anticyclone that is holding the hot air over Europe. This event may last for weeks, but now this heat wave is moving to Russia, and we are experiencing 33 degrees today and expecting 34 tomorrow. So as for the climate, yes, the climate is changing, but the weather anomalies are more or less regular. And if we see the records of past 50 years, we can see that things are happening more or less regularly. And this regularity didn't change a lot during the 50 years that we can observe. To say more, of course, 2,000 deaths, it's a lot. But let us compare with the same event 23 years ago in Europe, the heat wave of 2003. There were 70,000 victims. What does it mean? It means that the civilization is adapting to the changes. The civilization is adapting to the global warming. And for example, in France, 40 years ago, you couldn't see even a single air conditioner in the window, air conditioner. Now, the figures show that around 30% of Frenchmen are using air conditioning. That means that what we thoroughly need, looking at the global warming, is we need to adapt. There should be more finance in adaptation, because everyone is obsessed with financial schemes, with climate change mitigation, and with energy transit.
Yes.
The energy transit has cost around $10 trillion. Why won't we take some money from this vast sum and add it to adaptation? And it's gives much more effect in my mind.
Yes.
Thank you.
Sergey, you will stay with us as we move away from Europe, and 3 people